have control over them.
You bastard! How dare you delete Nuru? Also,
Wait, I'll add one. I'll add new ones.
starts the live stream with just screaming the word
Wrong Nuru.
bastard.
As you do.
Yeah, because I mean I can reveal these areas. I mean I can reveal this area, but it's just where I've stuck all them.
Oh yeah, Andrew, can you give me access to this token or character sheet, or assign this a character sheet and give me access? Actually, give me access to the token first, then assign the token to a character sheet.
How the hell do I give you access to a token?
Click on the token.
Alright, 2 seconds. I just want to make sure that I hide this area again. You know what's there, it stays hidden. Okay, click on token.
Click on the cogwheel,
Coggy.
and then there should be a bar on the left-hand side, which is like, this person can move this token.
Bar. Represents character name. Controlled by? Is that...
Yeah, controlled by. And then
sure, I've just set it to all
control to
players.
me.
That's
Oh,
good to
shit,
know
yeah.
though, thank you, Joseph.
Basically, that is the reason why sometimes people can't move their tokens. If the DM makes a token, or someone drags a token on, and then that is assigned to a character sheet, the player doesn't have the token assigned to them, so that is often a cause for why people can't move their tokens.
Okay, excellent. Great progress. I've learned
But yeah,
something about Roll20.
If you make a character sheet for that, and then assign that token to the character sheet, it will then be a thing that anyone can, move about when it's on the map.
So, what in the Great Gravy happened last time?
At least we don't have mind flares in our head now.
No, we've got that one just sitting there.
We did downtime stuff. We got all the mind flares out of everyone's head.
That you know
I think.
about. Dun dun
Yeah.
dun.
We briefly duplicated ourselves, and it hurt.
And then we all took some downtime, which I think discussed with you outside of the game.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So 3 days have passed because we're no longer on an imminent time crunch where we would die if we just waited too long.
There's other time crunches, but they're not as technically relevant.
I mean, the universe is ending, multiple universes are ending, but
It's above our weight class, let's be real.
At least for
at
now
the
it
minute,
is.
Yeah, we've got to take a little time to recoup, get better, learn story stuff like book reading.
I've got a
and
town I need to go to at some point soon.
things. Ooh.
Ah,
So the to-do list is go to next... After we've figured out all of the downtime stuff, go to this other chamber, get the last Chardlin piece, go to that town for Meredith.
Oh yeah, Andrew, can I have cast contingency like a day ago, basically?
on what?
Contingency, if I'm about to be hit with an attack that would kill or knock me out, resilience sphere.
Sure, yeah, you can have one of them up. Oh god, controller, why? No, my PlayStation controller says no, you can't have that apparently.
No,
But I'm pretty sure you outrank the controller.
You'd think that, but it just
no,
scared the shit
no
out of
gamer
us.
outranks their controller. They're the one calling the shots. They're called a controller for a reason.
True. So
you
yes,
gotta take that control.
you may use your 2 favourite spells to do your favourite thing.
Yay! To be
So should
fair,
we
we
go
did
through
all
our
die
downtime
in
stuff?
last combat.
Yeah, that's not a good enough defense.
Alright, so who wants to start? Who wants to talk about lore?
I mean, via cast a shitload of legend lore.
Oh, nice.
That's a good point to start.
We should have loads of lore then.
For what?
Go via.
Hmm.
Via's also been spending a shit ton of your star metal.
Yeah,
What?
beak buried in book. Also, you cut out.
Did I?
Wait, you've been spending all our metal?
It's like a tiny fraction of it. And hopefully I can learn a lot about this universe and hopefully how to get us home.
Metal
Continues
thief.
casting.
Damn dirty
She's
metal
not-
thief.
She's not gonna bite.
It's that eye. The eye's making you evil and greedy for metal.
Greedy,
Eyes don't
greedy
determine
for
your-
knowledge.
Eyes don't determine. your
Actually,
evil
that is true. That would be what that evil god of secrets would make you greedy for.
knowledge is
Yeah,
important.
but I was like that already.
We should,
Mm,
we should
now
temper.
I'm watching even harder.
So,
So what
apparently,
have
that
you-
apparently that A142 guy that we saw in another universe apparently doesn't exist here. As far as I can tell.
Or that
The,
they don't
like-
have legendary not information. and
Well, it
shit.
it doesn't. They don't have to be legendary. It's legend lore states that the more important an person or object or thing is, the more information you get.
So
but if
they're
it's
not
like
important at all.
so, like if
That-
I cast legend lore on Lumen, it'll probably say young elven adventurer wizard.
Technically, it does say if the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information.
Yeah.
So that they're either really not important here or like they don't
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah, effectively.
They're just not.
You can't say they don't exist, but you do know that they don't really matter to the grand scheme of things.
Mm. Also, well, she also looked up that tree that was saw in the vision, which is apparently a root of the world of the tree of life, which she'll cast legend lore on specifically the tree of life as well.
I like.
DM question.
Yeah, I don't know what to give you for that, because you would get like the tree of life is, and then essentially the tree of life is a multiversal concept that is physical, question mark. It's hard to explain. Like even like the legend lore saying that it both exists in the physical and the metaphysical. It is connected to all forms of reality unless those connections have been severed in terms of like chopping a root.
But it won't give like any indication as to how the locations of these routes work, whether they are permanent places or whether they are shifting. Because since they're metaphysical.
I mean, if you casted a legend lore to ask that, you would get information that pertains to generally they're fixed. Like obviously, like with any root, they grow and stuff, but like unless they are moved, they will stay in like the same places. They just might appear in more.
If it's not given any like known locations, long shot, real long stab in the dark, long shot. But Via would check the library that we have here that we stayed in before, and just look around the place for a while to see if there's any books that have any sort of mention of that. Any sort of like mention of the plains being the plains or like Yggdrasil or something like that, just to see if there's any sort of association.
Sure.
Is there any audio? Do I need a roll or?
Roll me a. What would be good? Just go for an Arcana for how much you pick up from the books.
$23.
The books don't tell you like, yes, this place or this place. But they do tell you. You like from reading a bunch of different books, you pick up details of like, it might be possible to trace the magic, like could be because Yggdrasil has its technically own magic. It might be possible to specifically trace that. So you might be able to use that to find a location.
So I might be able to use something like detect magic or warp sense or some sort of
Or-
souped up version of what
Or
it was.
different divination kind of things, but like, yeah, you now know that there is a specific thing you can look for.
Right. I guess you'll have to marinate on that and figure something else out, because I have a bunch of divination stuff, but not a whole lot of divination stuff when it comes to just, like, I don't have locate object or anything like that. Could pick up scrying later and scry on like certain areas and places and try to scope places out. It's something to like dwell on later. If Lumen asked Via would just also be like, well, I looked at my mom and luckily I'm assuming she's alive.
Oh yeah, my other question would be, we need to go and save other you.
Everyone's
That's not a
like, "Who?"
question. That's not a question, but
Sorry, that's a
anyway,
statement. You're right.
yes.
No, that's my
Which is like,
favorite question.
She's like, yes or no, but what are we going to do? Bust into my father's domain and just steal her?
I mean, we could just start. We could start by asking him. We haven't even tried asking him. We could just try that to begin with, and if he says no, we can like regroup and try something else. But we should at least give it a shot, considering, like, Feywild time. They could have been there for like years.
I mean-
equally, it could have only been like 20 seconds, but it could have been years.
You could ask Zamla for anything he might have learned while he was there with him.
Yeah, Zamla, do you know anything about that space? Weird.
I don't know,
time relation
DM, do
stuff?
I know anything about that space?
Okay, so something interesting
Actually,
happens to Zamla.
He has a panic attack. No.
I mean, he can.
If-
he can.
Nah.
We were in the
I'm not
middle of
gonna
like talking about divination things, but if Lumen is like pressing that hard, Via will be like, okay, I'll ask. Cast sending.
What does your sending contain?
I know that's why I'm taking a second to be really sure about it.
Okay, you think about that for
It
a
would
minute.
probably, yeah, go on.
Zamla,
Yep.
as the fun thing that always comes up because you choose not to sleep.
Yeah.
So on the last night, while you were just like zoned out thinking about delicious plants or something.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. Nettles.
Yeah, the real good
They sting in
ones.
my tummy. They sting in my tummy.
You shouldn't feel the inside of your stomach. That's worrying. When you like
Fair biology's fucked.
true. When you like rouse, as like focus on reality because you hear like, it would be Lumen like yelling of you for some reason. You just notice there's like, an aberration just sitting by your bed.
Yeah.
It's was just staring at you.
What does this aberration look like?
The titty fire apparently because I couldn't find a different token to just grab.
What? Wait, let's see.
I know I've definitely got others, but that one was right at the top of the list because I've recently used it.
Okay, I see that. So I just look at it, I guess, and does it do anything? Hello?
It just like weirdly, not mouths, but like speaks into your mind of just like, hello.
Oh, hello there. And you are?
Slobbergorp.
Oh, what a delightful name.
I've
So what can I
decided
do for
you're my new master.
Why?
There's a lot of talk in the Far Realm about some up and coming abomination that's gonna bring chaos to everyone. And I found out it's you, and I like
Oh,
you.
really? Tell me more.
I don't know.
Well, tell me what you do know.
That some creature has like slowly started becoming an aberration, and the sheer amount of chaos held within them would cause a great upheaval.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay, and what is it you exactly wanted from me? Why did you come here?
Oh, I want to be your first disciple.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure what to think about that. I appreciate it, but I'm not sure. Can I do an insight check on this guy to see if he's not fucking with me or like...
Yeah, give me an insight with advantage. 1 and 1. Shit.
Because I'm just like, why the fuck would this guy come to me? Wait a minute, internet's being... Hold on a second, my Wi-Fi isn't working.
No, I understand. We're quite deep in like a stony area, so
17?
no, I said advantage, so it's 21. I mean, he seems to be like being like truthful with you. I mean, you with your insight, you think that this person is like being honest with you, but you think that they are like making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah.
So like, maybe it is you, or maybe just like because of all of the stuff going on with your soul, he thinks it's you, but he seems like very... Also, I love how I'm calling him he. Yes, he's he with massive tits. He seems like they're very into you. Like, they think you're gonna one day be the greatest something of something, and they like want to just get their foot in the door.
Do they think I'm gonna like destroy the universe or something? Do they think I'll like what is it exactly they believe that I'm gonna do? Is it like a prophecy or something?
There is no prophecy, but if you like said that out loud and said like, do you think what am I gonna like destroy the universe or something? You'd be like, oh, I hope so. I wish you the best of luck.
Is this the adoring fan from like the Elder Scrolls series, but a mind flare?
Yes.
And tell me, how powerful are the people that wish to follow me?
I'm as strong as a 4th level spell.
And
basically, the stat block
range of power level.
The stat block for this specific thing is the summon aberration.
The aberrant spirit.
Yeah.
okay.
So
I presume the mind flayer version of that.
yes, that's what currently it is.
Well, in an ideal scenario, what would you... Let's say you follow me. What ending would you like for the universe if I was in charge? What would your ideal world be?
Oh well, I know that many of my species want the grander design, but I've always thought it would be much better if the universe just returned to chaos.
Any particular reason why?
Chaos is beautiful.
I mean, you're right about that to some regard, but I'll have to really consider some things. I'd suggest you start getting more people involved. Then I might have some more ideas about what to do.
You want
right
more
now-
followers. That makes sense.
I mean, I guess technically, if you put it like that, I guess, yes.
Second cult, yay!
Cult 2, Electric
How?
Boogaloo.
We're fighting fire with fire. You just started another cult. Shit.
There's now like 3 cults we've got to worry about.
You see him like pull out a jar that seems to be full of tadpoles, and he's like, one, two. Yeah, I should be able to
Oh.
make you some followers fairly quickly.
Oh wait, what was that? What was that in that jar?
Tadpoles to make more of us. I guess I could do it in other ways if you'd prefer. Like
Oh.
I
Oh god.
I,
Oh god.
I could make them drink some of.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, please, no.
I mean, they'd be fully loyal to you if you're worried about that.
Actually, there is something that you could do, something that's very, very dear and important to me.
Oh yes.
I want you to gather as much information as you can on how to overthrow and what species was the guy that tortured Zamla for 100 years again?
Owlin.
Yeah, you.
Owlin, fey
Owl,
creature.
he was an Owlin Fey Lord.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
you would know he's a Fey Lord. He looked similar to Via, like Owlin-y, so some sort of mix of
Yes.
that.
Yes, I would very much appreciate it if you could do everything you can to discover how to take down and overpower a Fey Lord. That would be very useful to me.
When you say that, they have, despite not having a face as such, you see just pure joy go across their face as they're like, oh my god, they already want to take down the Fey Lords. That's so chaotic. And they like go down on one knee. It's like, anything for you, my lords.
Very well, just don't kill any innocents. That's a big no-no. That's just kind of because come on, seriously.
Ah, yes. So oh, I understand. So you don't want us to cause evils because you want the chaos to be the thing that judges everyone
Andrew,
in
this
the
guy's
end.
just gonna interpret whatever I say in a way that suits him, isn't he?
He might. He's definitely very fanatic. So it is one of the cases of be careful with what you say.
Okay. Okay, fuck it. Go.
Thank you, my lord. And he just like melts into the floor.
That's a problem I'll have to solve later, and I go back to reading my book.
Yeah, I'm gonna say good morning to my lightsabers.
Excellent. We'll go into your lightsaber thing in a minute. Just because I find the timing funny, this would be the perfect timing for Lumen to be knocking on your door. Just after that guy's left. I can't remember what Lumen was asking you about, but
Does he know anything about the Fey Lord's time dilation stuff? Which he to be fair, Zamla would know. It's like hundreds of years time dilation. Can happen in a few seconds.
I mean, it's sporadic and random in the phase, isn't it?
It can
So-
be.
but you
although
don't know if the specific one that other Via is in is like controlled or not.
True.
like the only information that you could get from Zamla was that wherever he was, it was about 100 years in that short amount of time that he was missing from the group.
No, we really need to go save other Via. Could have been thousands of years by now.
Well, since he seems so concerned,
I mean, it
how
might
does
have
he
only been like
respond to
20
how does he
seconds.
respond to those sendings?
Oh, that's what the message I've got is. You've sent me stuff. I'd noticed
yeah,
it
well,
and then forgot.
Wait, yeah, because it's
the intent
25
wasn't
words
to-
long.
yes, I bear that in mind. I counted. Also, the intent wasn't to send it to Andrew. For God's sake, Roll 20 won't load. The intent wasn't to like hide it so that people didn't know. Essentially, so Via's going to cast it multiple times
Mhm.
because she's going to get annoyed. Sending one, leaving her in the time dilated dimension was not part of the deal. If you have no use for the artificial me, then we'll take her back. Sending two. I held at my end of the deal, learning how to use the Rod of Law, seeking the secrets of this universe to save the stars, and then sending three. At the very least, let her out of the dilated dimension.
Okay, so first, a fun complaint from me with the OCD because it's very funny to me. I love how you're sending 1, sending 2, and sending 3 are
Well, it's
all
like she's sending
different.
multiple text. It's
No-
like she's sending multiple texts.
I know. I just love how the way you've done it by chance, you've done all 3 of them different of sending 1, no space, sending 2 with space, sending 3 with space and semicolon. Or colon?
Yeah, I'm seeing that now.
It's very funny to me because it does look like you got more focused the
I
more
did.
along the texts you got.
I did because I was just not. Well, I just wasn't focused. There we go. I fixed it for you. No, I didn't.
Oh, you were so close.
Fixed.
Yes.
They're
Well done.
consistent now for
Uh,
you.
Okay, but let's just be
I'm guessing I'm gonna get told. I'm guessing I'm gonna get told to do one essentially.
Okay, so let's go through them. First,
Basically, the first one. Basically, the first one was. I
Yeah.
know that you've well done the deal. That wasn't right. But Via in her head is also thinking he's going to turn around and say, "I didn't say I wouldn't do that."
okay.
Not the-
I'm just trying to think of like, cause
Hello, I'm back.
hello,
Hello.
Hi.
you would get one like a response to each thing. So I'm just
Uh-huh.
thinking of like what response you'd get in turn to each of them. Like leaving her the time limit, you would probably get a response back stating, she needed to be stored somewhere. If you can find her, you can have her. That's the answer to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Second one. Indeed you have. I'm very impressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one. The response is she no longer remains within my domain.
Okay. Sending, because this is over the course of 3 days, yeah, and also I have more spell slots that with which I can cast sending. Sends one to the other me.
I will argue that technically this is happening on like in real time because
Yeah, but I've sent 3. You can use a 4th level spot for sending, can't you?
I know I'm saying like you were saying across the 3 days, but this is in response to Lumen asking something.
Oh yeah, totally. My point there was this could have happened on the 2nd day or the 3rd day or something when Lumen brought it up, because he didn't say when he brought it up. But at the same time, even if if this is all happening in like a minute, she's still got 3 4th level
Yeah.
slots with which
You're
to burn.
still good to go. I just
Yeah.
wanted to clarify.
Sends one to the other via to say just basically like just a short one, so I'm not gonna write it down and
Yeah.
count the letters because it's gonna be like, "Hey again,
Very long
Dad
hey.
says Dad says he doesn't have you anymore, so I'm gonna try and help you out if you still need it."
The response you get to that in an angry tone is, I don't need your help, someone already helped me.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to burn the 4th level slot. Who?
You do not get a response back to that.
Gonna be part of the main villains now, isn't she?
She already was before. It's like flip-flopped.
Okay. I'm gonna need to add scrying to the shopping list.
God, it's a long shopping list.
I mean, it got a lot shorter, and now it's getting longer again. Need to find a magic shop that does spell scrolls somewhere, or get stronger.
God, there's magic shops
Sorry,
everywhere.
Sorry, Graham, you were trying to say something.
No, it's fine. At some
Okay.
point during the 3 days, you will hear shouting from Murdatha.
No, I'd go investigate that. But if they're okay?
Yeah, but the books both keep opening to this to a page no matter what I do.
Which page?
He like points at the 2 pages in the books.
And what Murdatha does is, like, flips to the front of the book, it's that page. Flips to the back of the book, it's that page.
What's the page say?
Murdatha starts to like tell you that he's been reading this thing and it won't give him any more information. It just keeps giving the same information over and over again.
What's the information it's giving you? Because I know it does. They do give different information to different people depending on what they quote unquote need. in
Yeah,
their life.
so the good book is telling him about like the overgods who govern the crystal sphere and are like all powerful and control what's going on and like are involved in like the splitting of the universe and all these spheres that we've moved between.
Right.
And then the info in the bad book is about how you can overthrow and become the overgod of your crystal sphere.
That doesn't seem good.
And also that if you're in another crystal sphere, you can absorb the other versions of yourself to give yourself more power.
There can be
Ah.
only one.
That sounds
Yes,
very
like
relevant.
that Jet Li movie.
Yeah, Murdatha
Yeah.
says that.
Brandon Lee.
No, I
Oh,
was talking about Jet Li.
Oh yeah, that
Jet
phenomena.
Li's the one.
Yeah.
That phenomena.
I was
almost-
talking about Highlander.
Yeah, but Jet Li's the one is actually him hopping between universes, absorbing different versions of himself to become stronger.
To
It's
be
an
fair,
exact match for what we're
Okay,
To be fair,
that is a better match.
that phenomena basically already happened to us, but the crystals inside of us managed to save us.
Yeah, I just befriended the Mies from that. I don't know what happened to the rest of you.
I'd really like to become friends with the me from here.
But yeah, he's Murdatha's just like pointing at these two and being like, but it won't tell me anything else. It, like flips to like closes the book, drops the book, and it opens on a page saying that, and like he can't get it to give him any different pages.
I mean, it
May-
does seem very relevant to our current situation.
Like,
True.
do you think that he's like cross-referencing and being like, do you think someone has like to cause the issue with all the universes ending? Do you think someone's like taken over from like taken the power of the overgod, someone like evil, and is like trying to fuse crystal spheres together to make themselves more powerful?
Maybe.
To become the
I would-
overgod.
To become
Probably.
the overgod of all
I-
overgods.
I mean, that sounds like it, I guess.
And the evil book's like, but it could be you.
Shut up. Good book. How do we solve this? How do we stop this?
We
I asked the
go-
book and then try and open it again.
It
mean,
was
I
that
guess-
page again. It's like, God damn it. You're not
I
helping
feel
me.
I feel we try and keep the version of the whoever's eating the other versions of themselves. We've got to keep them away from other versions of themselves in the other universes, I guess. To
Okay.
By
prevent
destroying them.
becoming big overgod.
Murdatha will then spend the rest of the time attempting to open and close the books to see if he ever eventually gets any new information, considering they've now had the discussion about this information.
Yeah.
Just 3 days of like.
I
And
do
you-
love using these as really cryptic books of like, they're trying to tell you stuff, but they're shit at telling.
Would this,
This
be
is
your
why I'm,
seventh?
this is why I'm cross-referencing the fact that I got a similar idea from both of them,
Oh yeah,
and the evil version was like is why it's like, oh yeah, somebody must be doing this to the overgod to then cause this problem.
so if it helps, I'm not sure if it will. You would have got the information from the good book, and then almost coincidentally, that's when the bad one started giving you information on it and like specifically trying to tempt you of like, hey, he has a great way of getting power. So you
I don't want power. I just want to go home.
So you can at least tell that from the two correlating, it's at least important in some way. Because it was like, perfect, an opportunity to tempt you. Damn, it didn't work.
would now be a serendipitous time for Via to like round her head around the door because Lumen is there and she'll be looking for him. Bad news.
Oh,
That's not good.
No need to go and talk to my dad.
great.
He's chill. He's chilling.
Oh, great.
The other me, on the other hand,
Less chilling.
no, with someone, and she won't say who.
That's fine. They've probably regrouped with their alternate version of themselves. And I don't.
They are the alternate version of me.
Yeah.
I am the alternate version. You know what? I think they've
I'm just talking
regrouped
from
with
my
the
perspective. They're the alternate version of
Lumen.
you from my perspective.
Lumen. I think they've joined up with this universe's version of you.
Yeah,
Who, bear in mind, has already betrayed them once.
I'm almost sure of that. Yeah, I don't think.
I'm. She like rubs her
Yeah.
temples, and she's like, "I'm going to try and figure out a scrying spell."
Okay. Let me know if anything comes up. To be honest, God, befriending other Lumen will be very difficult as things stand.
Isn't he like possessed by your dad?
Sort of, yeah. But also, oh God, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with this gestures to Sithy Eye. Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
Speaking of Scythia, I, before I move on, because Via's gonna rest up and use possibly a bunch of sendings again, depending on what happens. But because that's new shit, let's talk about shit that we've already talked about. Did she glean anything? What did she glean from the books? Because you said it'd be a thesis to write out.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah, I was putting off this part for as long as I could.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well rip the bandage off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, let's leave it for a second.
Okay.
Just because it is going to be the longest part of me just talking. Newt.
Hello.
You don't have to, but are you going to share the information you gleaned at all with the crew?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is that just an internal knowledge that I gained from looking through whatever knowledge is in my brain, or where did I didn't really get where that knowledge came from.
It was a
book research, or
it was a mix of like you analyzing the weird USB drive that you ejected.
oh yeah, right, I forgot about that one.
Plus like spoiler for what the second thing was for like the Lady of Pain stuff. All of that is information that was just in your databases.
Yeah, I would probably bring it up when talking about because I had to look it up myself just now. When Meredith mentioned the whole absorbing the universes to make themselves overgod and stuff like that, or their versions. He's like, I'm not unclear right now. Are we using names or are we not using names?
What do you mean? Are we not using names?
Well,
Names
up until now, it seemed like people were kind of hesitant to use names of the thing that kind of probably is in your face. Points at Via.
Oh well, we tried to use names, but we just couldn't remember. Like we're sure we knew.
Oh, yeah.
I
we
know.
didn't know the names.
So a few of us know it because of, like, Tap's head, the crystals, but we
Oh, you
can't.
do? What is it?
But we can't vocalize it.
Oh,
Yes, I know, Lumen. That's the point I'm making.
poor Lumen who does know it, but didn't remember.
But what was just in the middle of talking about how we can't talk about it?
No, referring to Lumen doesn't remember the crystal space.
Yeah.
Because you forgot
I mean,
about
Via was referring to the crystals that got shot into us with arrows. The Chardlin.
Yeah.
That's what she was pointing at, because hers is in her head. She was
But-
like, because of those we learned it, but we can't vocalize it. So it's not a case of, so Newt, to answer your question, it's not a case of not using, it's a case of can't.
Oh, we're not. So we are allowed to use it.
I mean,
I-
if you can
Can I
try.
try to use it?
Yeah, no one has tried yet.
Do you say the word?
I think didn't Via accidentally try to, just because she was going off on a rant before, and then you said you don't actually say it.
When Newt tries, Newt, you hear the word in your head as you're trying to speak it. You feel yourself speaking. No verbalization comes out.
So when the name should be there, there's just a blank spot, and then the sentence goes on.
Yes.
If I was using a sentence.
Yeah, if you were talking about it is the god of secrets, the Archlich.
Oh, right, cool. Good to know.
But yeah, so
The God
it
of
seemed
Secrets,
like
Steve to the Archlich.
from what I gleaned from information that I seem to have, I don't know where I have it from, to be honest. They tried to do that before, like the whole becoming over
I mean,
whatever.
oh fuck, who was it? Who was it? What are the name? Shit. Moon Mother.
Moon
What are the
Mother.
names?
Danny
Saloon.
Moonbo?
Yeah, that
Saloon.
late. Yeah, Via would be like, yeah,
my best
Saloon.
friend.
Saloon
Gardener.
told us he tried before.
My best gardener friend. Obviously, you guys are my best friends.
Yeah, so it seems like he went to, I don't know planes very well, to a place called Sigil that's somewhere in the middle. And
Via scrunches her face up. How? He's not allowed.
I fucking love.
well, he's
Sorry, I
not
just need a
anymore.
moment. I love so much that you just described it as in the middle because it's so accurate, but it's so I don't fucking understand planes. It's
At least you
beautiful.
said it in front of the person who has some idea of what planes are, and Via's just like, how? He's not allowed.
I think he wasn't allowed afterwards anymore. I don't know. He wanted to invade, but wasn't able to, and yeah.
Outside of character, the actual lore is he managed to sort of like befriend the Lady of Pain, which is a really impressive feat, and why he was allowed to stay there. And then he tried some shit that the Lady of Pain was not cool with, so she kicked him out.
Well, thanks for
I
spoiling that for the people who haven't read the book
That's
or
just
know the lore.
That's lore.
Hey,
I
yeah,
know,
I
but
don't
that,
think
thanks,
it's-
thanks for spoiling it for the people who don't know the lore very well.
Sorry.
he basically
That's
abused
basically what.
the chance he got.
Yeah. But that's what
Right.
Newt would have, spoiled that lore.
Yeah, so for that, a bit like the idea of like the knowledge you would know, like in us terms, it would be like, well, you've heard of the campaign that Vecna was in, but you've not played it, so you don't know the specifics. That's what you know, Newt. You know like bits and pieces, but you don't know exactly what happened. Just like
I wasn't even aware that that was part of the campaign.
It's not part of this campaign. It's
no,
part
no.
Of it's like part of the original Vecna stuff.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about that.
It was the final campaign for 4th edition, I think, or was it for 3rd
Yes.
edition?
No,
Third, right? It was third.
yeah.
All I can
Well,
remember
well,
is it was
I've
the
ran that campaign.
it was the transition campaign,
Yeah.
which is what I thought that the Vecna campaign was going to be here between 5th edition and 5.5, because it was very, very weirdly timed. Anyways, yeah, so you know like bits and pieces of like information others have passed on, but you don't know like there was a group of adventurers who were like fighting to stop Vecna, and like you don't know all that, the intricacies.
And then I go to Zamla's room and knock on the door. Assuming where are we right now? Is it like the end of the third day or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, well, technically, it is the start of the fourth day. So, like, it's morning.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my mistake of misunderstanding that.
So
So you
basically,
knock on the door?
Via has already used up all her high-level spell slots for the day.
No, I
did he
said
knock
I
on the
used
door or
mine
not?
over the break. I said I used mine over the 3-day break.
Wait, so did he knock on the door or not?
I did, yeah.
I said come in.
Oh, I didn't. That went under. I'm just gonna like, I finished your wand, rod, stick.
One rod stick.
Oh, thank you. I walk on over to the door and I examine it.
It looks something like. Let me copy and
A
paste.
stick.
Fancy stick though.
Where's the fancy stick? Where's my
Okay,
conversation? There.
Okay, guys, look, I'm going to be honest. I couldn't make it. I just found a tree branch outside, gave it to Zamla. He paid me like 500 gold pieces. Let's just hope he doesn't.
But he was so happy. Actually, thank you for what you did with the crafting, Christian, because I just realised I could use that to give you a tiny bit of lore.
Oh, thank you. This looks very lovely.
So can somebody? So just as a quick rewind, like over the 3 days, I would have asked for 100 gold pieces of star metal from somebody, whoever has our star metal hoard,
Via will give you that. I'll
and
take that off on your inventory.
asked one of the people who can fabricate to make basically that shape of a rod to hold the crystal and stuff.
I mean, Via would do that as well because she can do that.
And then enchant it over the rest of the days.
Cool. So Christian, this is just something for like your character to note. Like the item that you made is like, in terms of magic items, a relatively simple one. Like it's a well known, like used by many. But for whatever reason, when you finished creating it, the effect on it was slightly different from normal. In out of game terms, the way you should know it is the effect that the magic item has in 5th edition. But what you created was the 5.5 one.
Ah, fair.
But you did absolutely nothing different.
Fair enough.
That is technically a big lore drop.
Oh, great! We're in the 1D&D universe. Great.
I'll be back in a second. I think I'm done with my stuff. Can't remember
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah, chat says good morning to lightsabers because that shouldn't take too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you
back
can
in a
drop
second.
into a big. What do the books do?
You get a big smile, and you get a big middle finger.
Oh, I make sure to polish them both equally
Uh,
so that the one flipping me off doesn't feel left out.
Also, to everyone else in the party, Lumen looks so bedraggled. Like, not tired, but he just looks like he's been through the ringer. But he doesn't look hurt either. It's weird.
He just looks like he's not looked after himself for a bit.
It's like he's been pulled through a hedge backwards for 3 days. But not been hurt?
Lumen, are you right?
I'm fine. It's just
Have you used prestidigitation to clean yourself too much?
no, it's nothing like that. It's just I'm trying to make friends with this one here. Taps the lightsaber from Evil Lumen, and we're having some growing pains. But I think I'm starting to having warmer reception with them.
Okay.
You know, we're starting to build up a rapport.
I just had a really funny thought because this could go either way in the funniness. Joseph, roll me a D100.
Okay. And it's only not funny if it lands on like 50.
Can I
Oh,
roll
that's still
something
funny.
like
85.
The D100 represents how many times you've died. Which is why it's very variably funny.
Can Via roll something like an insight or an arcana or something to like discern whether he's just saying that to try and put our mind at ease, or whether this thing is draining him or not?
Yeah, give me your insight.
I mean, insight. Ooh, I get to have portents.
Ooh.
Dude. Up. Sick.
They're
Insight.
both pretty
Up.
good.
That's a 22.
It's also
Actually,
pretty
it
good.
doesn't matter. Does it? It's also just the same as what my highest portent was, so 22 it is.
Yeah. I mean, you're like, while you're talking to him, you're checking him over, and he doesn't look hurt or anything like that. It is just like, he looks like someone who's been like really working a lot, but it doesn't seem to have shown on their body.
Since he mentioned it had something to do with the lightsaber, View would be just out of pure concern for her friend, detect magic just to see if the lightsabers are interacting with the weave around him or going through him in any way.
Yeah, when you do that, you again making up what detect magic does for story. You see the sabers interacting with the weave, and you can see, because you've obviously looked at them before. You know, when you look at a what's it called? Like a sound wave on an audio recording type thing. And you know, when you have like lots of very loud noises, it's like big, aggressive movements in the waves. That was what you kind of saw resonating with the in quotation marks of what I called it, the dark saber. Before,
Yeah, like,
now it seems to have calmed down significantly.
okay, like making up what detect magic does for story. Yeah, but at the same time, Via would cast it thinking, okay, if these are magic items behaving the way that magic items should, they should light up, and that'd be it. But then she sees that, and it's like, oh god. Her eyes wide, and she's like, Lumen, what is that thing doing to you?
It's just having a chat. We're just having a little chat, and I'm trying to be its friend. Trying very hard. Pat, pat.
Well, I can see that. It's showing all over your face. Just don't push yourself too hard, okay?
Oh, don't worry. I got all you guys. You guys have got my back.
Silence.
I mean,
Lumen's like,
I'm
and I
trying
can
to
lift
think of a
big
better-
rock now.
I'm trying to think of a better response other than just, yeah, it's true.
I can lift big rock now. Check this out. Lifts chair. Takes a while, but I lift chair. Takes like 12
Like,
seconds.
really strains, and then the chair just starts levitating.
Yeah, look at that.
Do, 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 do.
And then he puts the chair down and is like, "Whew, it's getting easier."
Yeah.
But in fairness, that is the thing that you've been practicing. I wouldn't expect you to be able to do that easily. As long as you can get up and swing your good sword real good,
Yeah,
everything should be fine.
No problem. So yeah, book time.
Book time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Before I start doing more sendings, because like on a different day, because that'll be something new, because I haven't talked to you about that yet. What did the books do? I've got my notes ready.
okay, is this everyone gather around for story time?
Yeah.
Can I just briefly, because you said that Meredith knows it about the 10-inch rock. I assume that's
Oh,
relatively short
yes.
compared to the.
That one was because I totally forgot that I actually just told Graham what that was.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, for roleplay reasons, Andrew Veer would be like, gather round story time.
He wants to hear of the
Story,
Netherese Empire.
Well, I
Lumen's
do.
like, no!
No!
I want to hear about it so we can learn from their mistakes. Their horrible,
Good.
horrible mistakes.
Good. Let's leave with that.
Uh,
Oh.
so basically, for the most part, Via has spent like a lot of the time like really focused on 2 books that she found.
Well, one of them Lumen gave her because he was
Yeah.
like, "Here, you can read this."
And I think that was the one given by the owl, if I remember correctly. Like, what wasn't Lumen given the Netherese book by the owl?
He was given it in the carnival, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if,
Yeah.
I don't know if Lumen told you in character that the owl gave them it.
No,
No.
I didn't. But
He just went, "I got this. You can read it though, because I can't."
There.
yeah. I didn't know.
And then Via saw that it had Netheril written on the front, and she was like, "Must has grab your
Oh, yeah.
hands."
I forgot.
Bloody bloody.
I forgot I even had it. Can I have spent some time solving the puzzle that I was given?
Oh, puzzle. Let's make you, because there's the very special law thing for finishing that. Give me 3 sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand. Okay.
And give me 3 like just flat intelligence. Okay.
Well, the first day went really well.
Yeah, the first day went really well.
And then all downhill
like-
from here.
I mean, then the second and third day, I was really good at manipulating the pieces, but not very good at solving the puzzle.
So what happened on the first day was like you started with like the base unstarted puzzle, and you like all the pieces were fitting together very easily, and you were like making great progress. Then as things went on, you got into like the second and third days when like the bits where you were trying, you were making progress and like fitting in pieces, but then you were like, oh, that piece doesn't fit there, and but there was something going wrong of you like everything kept fitting, but then there was always like a oh fuck that's wrong, no that's wrong. So like you keep getting very close to completing it, and then there's like something.
One piece.
Yes, the one piece.
One piece is always missing at the end or wrong, or like it needs to be done in a completely different structure.
Or you need to do something specific to figure out.
Yeah.
But you've got like, again, like for the joke, you've got the Millennium Puzzle just missing that one piece. But obviously not that simple of just, oh, I'll just put that in there.
Yeah. Sure. Anyway, book time.
Book time. Everyone gather round. It be story time. So I'll start with the actually just to check with James. Did in character did you want to share the information from the Carsus book?
I don't think Via would not be able to share it because she'd probably be nerding out.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Unless you suddenly say something that I'm just thinking, oh no, that's a bad. But I don't know.
Oh, I just want to make sure before starting. So like,
I mean, it depends on how in depth it goes with what you gave us already, because you told us what she reads up on, but not specifics about it.
yeah. So the
If I'm
Carsus
being
one
honest.
is like the easier of the two for us to start with.
If you want to start with something quite easier, shoot.
Yeah, so Via like gathers you all around and tells you that this book on this guy called Carsus, which she's heard about a bunch of times. This book really paints him in a different light to what a bunch of people were saying. Of like he's just it goes over like a load of the magical achievements he's made. Like it chronicles the events of like him starting up the floating city empire type thing, and how he
the
helped.
youngest to ever do it.
Yeah, just like how he was a prodigy and all that type of stuff. If I remember correctly, Lumen, you know a little bit about Carsus.
A bit, yeah. I know. He knows like big folly guy.
Yeah. You would notice as Via is like explaining all this. Like you don't know all the details, but you can tell lots of information are being left out in this, in terms of like. You definitely heard about like the raising of the cities, but this is like totally ignoring the first couple of tests where the cities just fell from the sky, and like a lot of people died. So it's like it seems to be only positives, no negatives. And then Via starts like really emphatically talking about some weird kind of different kind of magic that doesn't seem to have heard of before. Like the book describes it as like some people call it like a shadow weave, but those that are in the know tend to call it the Karsite weave. And it was because Carsus was so amazing and powerful, he was able to start weaving his own weave.
Technically, the Shadow Weave and the Karsai Weave are different.
And they're not, and they are. It's very weird because D&D lore is fucking all over the place.
The Shadow Weave is kind of.
Well,
made by
Lumen, not according to this book.
Yeah. You are technically
Don't you actually me?
you are technically correct, Joseph. There are two kinds of shadow weave that are mentioned in lore, and they're different things, but they're called the same, and it's very annoying.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. So like, Via like starts going over about like how it's like. It talks about like how much the Karsite weave is like so much easier to manipulate, and like how you can get access to more power just like way easier.
I don't think this is good.
Via, you would also tell him that you even managed to access a tiny bit of the Karsite weave, and you felt great.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is the fun extra thing.
I mean, yeah, Via would still share that.
So
She'd be like, "Have you even been able to, what did she do with it? Like, try to cast a cantrip, but with this Karsite or something."
you didn't technically cast anything in your tests. It was like, you know, the like the thing in Baldur's Gate where Gale's trying to show you, like, look, this is how you manipulate the weave.
Yeah, you grabbed it.
Right,
you
yeah.
grabbed it, but didn't give it form. As
Yeah,
in, you know how to manipulate it, but you haven't used it to do spells or anything
Yes.
yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you have essentially managed to figure out, I think I know how to connect to it.
Okay. Just.
By the way, that D4 with I rolled a 3, that's your cringe damage for actually in the law.
No, my cringe damage.
Via, give me an Arcana. Pretty good. You have...
Although I don't know why I was humming to myself there. Is this in the same day I rolled that 15 for Portent?
Yes. My brain turned off
Right,
for a second.
I'll use that for this. So that becomes what the fuck is that? Oh, that's my proficiency. That becomes
A big number.
why is my brain now switched off? That
Because
becomes
brain.
28. That becomes 28 overall.
Awesome. With that, you even tell Lumen that you haven't had a chance to test it yet, but you think you even like might be able to use it alongside your own magic.
Oh god.
Uh,
What?
you also don't know of what like strength or anything, but you feel like you have the. I can't think of a way of describing it in game terms, or rather in universe terms, but in game terms, you feel like you have the equivalent of what your spell slots are. You have one of them that can access this,
All right.
but it doesn't seem to just like normal spells just naturally fill up.
Right.
You haven't had a chance to do like any tests into this yet.
Yeah, Via's like, don't worry, I'll wait until we're not in this dungeon anymore.
Let's
We're
go
in
step
a wi-
outside.
I'm in a wide open space by myself, just in case I might glass floor it mounting.
I don't think you should use the Karsai Weave.
But this book says how great it is.
But
Yeah,
Karsus is kind of a bad guy who was blinded by power, and he did become awfully powerful. That part is true, but not without a lot of reckless sacrifice and progress too fast.
Bad is such an oversimplification.
Lumen, come on, have a bit more faith in me. I've got a Lich's artifact lodged in my head, and I managed to say no to what could potentially give me a bunch of power. Do you think I would be blinded by power the same way that idiot Carsus was?
I have a lot of faith in you. But the
I'm
Karsai...
sensing a butt hurtling towards this conversation.
Yeah,
It's a big butt.
but the Karsai... anything made by Karsus will be inherently power hungry. I would be
Thi-
very, very careful with
Thi-
how you tread with it.
She just thinks for a second and taps her beak a little bit, and then just goes, "Wasn't it technically discovered by him, not made by him? And secondly, yes, I'll be very careful."
Okay. Oh god.
The downside, looks down at the book and she's like, "The downside is I don't. The main thing I'm really bummed out about is the fact that it doesn't look like it's what you're accessing."
Yeah. Let's just really take that Karsai Weave like one baby step at a time.
Also,
we
I
are
didn't
gonna
say it at a time because you were immediately back into mid sentence. You're like, "I don't think you should use that." And Via's like, "I'm gonna."
Oh god. If you're gonna use
I'll
it,
be
let's...
careful.
Oh god. This is not
Lumen,
gonna
Lumen,
end
we've just
well.
spent the last day talking about overgods and ending universes. I think this would be quite a boon to have on our side.
Don't get me wrong. It is, and if there are truly no other options, I think it should be held in reserve for if we really need to use it. But
Oh, 100%, yeah.
but
My
I don't-
argument is, let's not have this nuke that we have no idea how to use. At least learn how to channel it a bit and then use it as a last-ditch effort.
I suppose I'm just very reluctant to use it in the first place.
I mean, you don't have to learn it if you don't want to. I'm the one with the book.
I
You could
know.
just let me do all the research if you want.
Hey, I'm not stopping you. I don't think I'm ever going to attempt to access this Karsai Weave.
But hashtag power.
I mean, Via's not saying hashtag power, but she's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I'm just too intrigued. If nothing, as a oh, what's the word I'm
No,
looking for?
I think it's important to
Academic.
study it.
Academic curiosity.
I agree. I have academic curiosity of it. I think it's important to study it so we can learn lessons from it, but I think it shouldn't be used.
Just to mess with Lumen, and then once I manage to master it, I'll become a god.
Instantly murders you.
Lumen's
I'm
like,
kidding. I'm kidding.
Lumen does go, haha, very funny. Just saying, be careful. Be very careful.
Casts a message on you, and you just hear in your head, casts avatar of Carsus, or Carsus's avatar, casually.
I cast Carsus's folly. No, don't cast that.
I cast world domination.
I mean, yeah, that's what he cast. Or at least he hoped. So like I wanted to do that first as well because this can be like an internal little argument that you are having between you.
I mean, it's a discussion. I wouldn't
Well,
call
yeah.
it an argument. But Via is still like, I'm still gonna study it.
Oh yeah, I think it's important.
You never know. We might just need it as in case of mega emergency break glass.
Okay, now here comes the hard part of me trying to lure you on the fucking netherese. So, the main thing that VR would have like focused on in relation to like what's relevant to you is the book did have a lot of information about these obsidian towers, like quite a lot of information on actually. Whereas like before you knew like you've got shards of it and they're like strong. The book actually went over some of the uses of the different towers. So, for example, some of them were like very simple, just used for like storing power. Like you could store an army's worth of like wizards' power in one tower, and then you could potentially use that to like power a city, or I just had a very funny example, or like in the Sonic Adventure 2 example, in like the new movie, or you could technically fire it out in one blast and blow up a moon.
Kaboom.
Like
Magical nuclear bomb, got it.
yeah, like the depending on like from what you read, different cities tended to essentially be testing them in different ways. So like yeah, one city would be testing is it too much or too unstable to be a weapon, whereas another city might have been like completely focusing on can we use it to power like an entire floating city like with no worries about energy concerns. One of the weirdest ones that you found was so because of how generally unbreakable and they were, there was one netherese like city state that was like it was made of volunteers who volunteered for this program where they were able to essentially put their consciousness inside of the tower in a kind of the best way that it explains that you would understand in character would be it was a bit like if you went to a demi-plane but it wasn't connected to the other, like, because the demi-planes are in the ethereal, aren't they?
Sort of.
They're like ethereal and astral and stuff like that.
Just not connected to any other planes.
This was connected only to the material plane via that the Chardland that it was inside of. Like that was its only connection.
That sounds like what's happened to us.
And
I mean, a lot of this sounds like what's been happening to us.
the space as it was described, they never did fully explore it, but it seemed nigh infinite. Like it got to a point where they were like, well, we've kept going in this direction and nothing has changed. I feel like this is not the best use of our time for our experiments of just how big is this? We should be using this for more important things. So that's why they believe it's nigh infinite, but they didn't fully explore that. Let's see what else was important that you would have read. There was one section of it that was less academic, and it was more like a written account. There are some who believe, because like for example, most of the Netherese believe like people like Carsus and like the ones that were like up at the top with the most powerful mages that existed. They were the ones who originally figured out how to create the Chardland towers. Just through like their impressive manipulation of magic. So something to like the degree that unless you were on their level, you would not be able to understand. There are some who believe that the knowledge might have been from someone else or somewhere else, because though it was refuted heavily within their civilization, there was some examples people kept bringing up of there was once a big event that happened, and there was an irregular tower that was used, one that didn't look anything like the normal ones, and it seemed to just be able to let them rewrite reality, and they used it to create a lot of the like the you know the towers that you've seen, like the really pretty well made ones. So they would essentially be like manipulating the weave, and just like one of the towers would just grow out of the ground, and like so quite often no one actually knows fully because of like how widespread it was, but some people believe that was how they made all of the towers, like originally. But whenever anyone seemed to bring up this other original source thing, it always got refuted as just like, oh no, that was just like the focus that Carsus was using. I'm using Carsus a lot for the names because I don't know any other the super experts in the Netherese, but you know what I mean. Like the Great Eldar was just using their special
The
focus.
Undead King.
Yeah. Great Lich Lord the Third.
That is genuinely a guy. He's still alive. He's living in his fallen city. That's just buried underground with 60
Oh
other
yeah, I think I
liches.
remember him.
Yeah, he has like 12 ion stones.
Oh, we'll have to go over and say hi.
But in terms of this article, like obviously it's telling you this information of like, well, maybe it wasn't these people who originally made them, and then it's like, it's positing the question of, so who created the original, and how, if there's like so much higher tier than these people who are at the top, then how is there absolutely no trace of them in existence? And because I've talked a lot, I'm going to say now, is there any specific questions anyone has in regarding to anything like this that I could answer?
I mean, with regards to that last bit,
Mhm.
just while it's fresh in my mind, if all of these elder archmages were so stupidly powerful, and whatever created the original Chardland Tower was so stupidly overpowered, why is there no record of them? And Veer's like, shrug. Maybe
The-
one of the gods, one of the numerous gods of magic and/or wizards, shut them down.
No, it was the fall of
Maybe.
Netheril. Carsus happened. All of them were on their big flying cities at the time.
But the point is that there's no records. Just because they happened doesn't mean that the records would be gone.
Yeah,
Like,
the records were smashed when the cities fell. They were
Yeah,
in the cities,
yeah,
which
but-
smashed in the ground and exploded.
but what this is positing is we know of the Netherese Empire. We don't know of the blank empire that
We don't know what came
had
before the Netherese Empire.
created the original potential thing. Essentially, think of it as like this person is considered like a conspiracy theorist of like, no, there was the Atlanteans before us. But there's absolutely no trace of any prior existence. So it's just like, it's a crackpot theory
Alright,
to the Netherese.
Positing, like, someone might have made the Chardland Towers before us, or whatever.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
the original thing that the high wizards were using to make the Chardland Towers they use, where did that come from if it wasn't like, we're just the best?
I
If the-
do have one other question about the book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry if you were going to keep talking.
No, that's fine, go on.
Does it specify how the people, specifically with putting people's consciousnesses into the gems, how that worked?
Not into gems, it was into the tower.
Into the tower, sorry.
Yeah.
How that worked. Because Lumen is interested in trying to save as many people as possible by tying their consciousnesses to the big chunk of Chardland we have.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't like go into, what would you call it, like technical
Arcane details. Yeah.
but it does give you like an idea of it was I'm trying to think of a way of explaining it. So the way it explains it in the book, Lumen, you would be able to posit that they were possibly doing something akin to like before it was originally made, the magic jar spell. Like,
Okay.
they might have been using like the original prototype of that worked differently before it was like refined and like, we have made, this is how this will work from now on. Whereas where it might have been able to be more permanent. Oh, but
Right.
you're not sure, because there was also like some hints of like, oh well, if it was like that, maybe they just had the bodies stored. And and then you have like just because I find this funny for you to have this thought in character, and then you have the thought of, I wonder if the ones in that tower are still in there, because the city probably fell and destroyed all their bodies, so they couldn't get out. So they might still be in that tower.
Uh-oh. Gotta save them.
That's
That's
They've been there for eons. They'll be fine.
that doesn't sound fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not dead. It's like when we go to that weird crystal place.
I mean, I guess, but like eons there with each other.
Yeah. Do you want to unleash that? Do you want to unleash that onto the universe?
I mean, I think it's the right thing to do to free them.
Is
Plot
there
twi-
any
Plot
information?
twist the wall in mini castles, but with no morals.
Is there any information in the? I mean, you said it's not technical, but about like any hints on how would you release people from being bound to that tower?
If it works,
I.e.,
like,
also releasing us from being bound to the shards.
if it works
Again,
like
go
magic
ahead. I
jar,
want to
it
see
break
your
the
thing. Yeah.
vessel.
Sorry, I
I
talked
didn't
over you.
understand what either you
Yeah.
said.
If,
Go,
if it
Joseph.
works like Magic Jar, you just have to break the vessel.
Blow up the tower.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that can very easily be information that Lumen states based on his knowledge of the spell. The book doesn't go into technical details, but it does keep mentioning like transference. So there should, in some way, be a way of like it definitely wasn't originally when they first did it, they thought it might have been permanent, but then they realized there was a way of coming and going, but like obviously it doesn't tell you exactly what that is.
Oh yeah.
Any more questions?
With regards to the releasing the energies that get stored in it, or storing the energy in it, and then blasting it out, View be like, that sounds like what she saw stupidly overpowered Vecna doing when she tried to Dimension Door and teleported right next to him. Does it mention anything about a specialized focus for doing that or anything like that? Because she's dwelling on the item she saw him holding in hand,
Uh,
or does it read similar to what she saw happening?
I will remind you in and out of character of what the conspiracy nutter said about
And
Hmm?
I know, yeah, please do, because I was writing down what you were saying through that, but
uh
and I
the
might have missed a bit.
one of the conspiracy theories was to do with like yes, great archmage, they're just using their spellcasting focus to focus the magic and grow the towers, but there is a posit of like, what if the thing they were using was the thing that was actually letting them do it?
All right,
So,
okay,
so you could assume like a similarity in that thought of like, well, yeah, that I saw Vecna using a thing to control the tower. That did look similar, but not, which is
and
how the
then
ones in the book were described.
and then an energy blast sounds like that energy blast that shot a god, that's or shot two of them. That sounds like what that tree would have done, especially since that one blew up and he then went, it's not like the original one, or it's not like they don't make them like this anymore, or whatever it was he said at the time.
Yeah.
Because he was disappointed that it failed. Is the point?
Yes.
So feels like that sounds the same.
Yeah, you can definitely draw a lot of similarities to what you saw and what the crazy person was describing as like, this definitely could be a thing, even though the most of the stuff that's in that book from like the conspiracy side is the because like very academic society, they'd put that and then there'd be stuff underneath that was like refuting it. So that they'd be like, we think maybe, what if there was another civilization and they were using some ancient artifact from them, and then underneath it would be like, the odds of this being correct are unimaginably low. There's no way that, firstly, there could be a civilization so powerful with absolutely no trace, and there would be no reason for our great leaders to hide something like that from us when they're using it in plain sight. Like a lot of stuff like that. So, like, the type of thing of like, here's what we're allowing people to see what they want, but then we're refuting it.
Typical politics.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
So, if we're all rested and stuff, should we head to this last?
Could I do those last couple of sendings before before the final rest before we start the day?
I need to add something that isn't related to any of the information.
Oh, nice.
So, was talking with Christian about this thing, this gem that requires attunement, and we were trying to work out my attunement slots, and we were trying to remember whether you had given me a thing where both books counted as one slot
Yes.
for the why I'm like so sickly.
Yes, they currently are taking the same slot because essentially one is trying to push the other
They're
out.
kind of cancelling each other
Yeah.
out. Okay, cool. That's fine. So I can attach myself to this gem.
Oh yeah, because we're taking a 4th day because you have 4 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Or also, I will remind that the weird rod attunement is like a separate thing.
Also, are you gonna? Is Via gonna use this day to go outside and use the Karsai thing?
No.
I thought you were just gonna go outside and touch grass.
You're gonna stop being
No.
a nerd and touch some grass.
Ugh, no. Dogs might have peed on it.
I'm not even going to dignify that. But
Oh.
she will go up because like these sendings, depending on how they go, there'll be like a private conversation.
But yeah, so like essentially the timeline wise, the 4th day is like all of this stuff that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I can choose any
I-
6th level or lower spell from any class list to be able to cast without using spell slots.
You could
Yes.
have disintegrate or magic jar.
Someone tell me some good 6th level spell slots from non-cleric classes to add.
Disintegrate, magic jar, contingency.
Phantom Steed.
Circle of Death is pretty good, but it's not
Bit
amazing.
evil though. Bit evil though.
Hmm.
There's.
You do have to use your spell slots, right?
So yeah, I do have to use my spell slot. It's the
Yeah.
other part that I avoid something. I was just finishing reading it and I like got to the you can
uh,
oh no.
heal.
But yeah,
Heal, Hero's Feast.
I have heal. I have Hero's Feast.
Mass Suggestion is good.
Maybe I should pick a lower level spell. I have
Lena
more slots of.
Ally. Soul Cage, Sunbeam, Tensor's Transformation if you want to suddenly become a fighter.
I
I
feel like
mean,
it's,
he does wield the gnome stabber. It would make him
Teleport.
more gnome stabbery.
Teleport via plants is a good spell. Wall of Thorns or Ice are both 6th level good spells.
You know what? I'm gonna take counterspell.
Counterspell. Goddamn takes counterspell. Fucking classic.
I'm just saying, like, it might as well get the cleric a counterspell.
It is like one of the best spells in the game. It's just you don't spell when you spell.
Uh,
And I'm setting up Revivify to be my spell that won't require
Slots.
items to use.
Oh, right. That is good. I've only got so many uses of the Snaggletooth left.
just for reference, because this might become more important as this campaign goes on. The counter spell you use in that one is the old one.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
The good counterspell.
We don't use new stuff in this campaign. New
Ah.
stuff's banned from this campaign.
That is not true.
I mean, it's
I'm
true to
using
me.
your stuff.
It's banned from me.
I don't think you get to choose that.
I get to choose what I want to choose. What are you gonna do? Come over and stop me?
Yeah. I don't know where Kia is, but yeah.
So yeah,
As long as I don't give you my address, you can't come stop me. Fine.
we can do 4th day stuff.
hmm so I guess next up would be message time.
Via's going to try to cast sending to her mom now that she's confirmed that she's not, because she was like, since she didn't notice her at the manor, either time that we were there, she was like, "Fuck, what happened?" Was she at Strixhaven as well? And then Legend Lore states, or Legend Lore on our. You just said just comes back to Strixhaven again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Like we're on repeat. So she's like, "What happened to Strixhaven?" But she's like, "Surely, Mam's still around," so she's gonna try that. She's just gonna like just cast sending and just the sending is probably just gonna be like, "Mom, it's me, like a real me," and then just see what she gets back, if anything at all.
Two
The
things will
number you
happen.
called is not available.
The first thing that happens is nothing happens. In that you don't get a response. The second thing that happens immediately following that is I can't remember what if it is just divination or whatever. Where the one that is when it's cast on someone, so you can watch them and
Crying.
Scrying.
that's it. You get
There's clairvoyance or scrying.
it's whichever one that you can try to resist.
I
I can't
don't know
remember
which one that is.
Yeah,
to
I
be
can't
honest.
remember which one it is, but yeah, essentially, you get like this magical feeling that someone is trying to essentially.
Scrying. You've got to make
watch
a
you.
wisdom save if you want to resist the scry.
Thank you, Joseph. So yeah, you can choose to try and resist that or not. But it is direct like within a minute of you sending that message out.
Considering the context, she'll not try to stop the spell working.
Okay. So you at this point know that someone is watching you?
Clairvoyance is much more.
It's a
short-range.
duck. It's definitely a duck.
It could be.
The majestic space duck.
There's
Clairvoyance.
always a duck watching us.
Within a mile of where you are, and it just summons like
Yeah.
visible eye.
Well,
basically.
scrying lasts up to 10 minutes. Via will
Do JoJo poses at them.
no. It lasts for 10 minutes. Via will just be like, "I know I'm probably not the one that you've lost. I'm from another crystal sphere. I found Dad. I've seen the state that this universe is in. I just hoped that, I don't know, we could talk and you could share your side of what's happened here. If not, then okay." Like she reveals the rod, like takes it out of the wrap and go, "Father sent me on a mission to try and stop all of the horrible things happening here, but I'm not sure how well I'm doing." And then just leaves it at that.
Okay. A couple of minutes pass of just like silence. And then something really weird happens to you. You have like a tickle in your throat, and you're like coughing, and like you eventually manage to like it's like you've choked on something. You like cough and you spit something out, and it looks like a little like balled up wad of paper.
Unravels.
What is written on it is you are being watched now. Impress me.
Could try using the Kazai.
She's
not gonna go that big. She doesn't need to go that big.
So basically, from that point on, since, as you said, 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes that spell would hit you again. Of like the watching you.
Infinite sending. Scry.
Yes. But at least in some way, they seem to be able to cast it as much as they want.
Impress me.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, there would have been a little bit more after impress me. I meant to say, you're already doing well.
Via's just thinking, is there anything that I can do now that is like really freaking cool? um. This is
So it was a
for
bit
role-
less standoffish. It was more encouraging, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was my mistake. I forgot to add the bit on the end. Then it made it feel a lot more standoffish.
Yeah. Since this is a different day, like this is the fourth day, and then we're going out. Anyone who's like going past the door will just see like a sort of violet glowing light as Via enters her starry form, pulls out a piece of the star metal, and casts fabricated warp it into the shape of a sword. And then like puts the sword like off to one side, like anyway, like it's just in that shape now, and just holds both hands out as globes of radiant energy begin to glow out of her hands, and the room filled with stars. All magically conjured illusions and all. But she's just doing that as a sort of like, here's where I'm up to. This is all the stuff that you used to teach me.
Round of applause from Lumen.
As you just see the glowing coming from the room.
Yeah, Lumen's sitting outside with a deck chair and popcorn. I was like, this is amazing.
To be fair, Lumen would probably just be trying to solve the puzzle in the meantime.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
yay! Pretty.
Just like after that, it's just like bearing in mind that's Mom's, or at least she thinks Mom's watching now. Is the wording in any handwriting? Like on that piece of
Yeah,
paper?
give me a history. It is in handwriting, yes.
Oh, this is a different day, so I'm gonna roll portents again. They suck. Oh well, at least I'm okay at history. Guidance as well. Nice!
Not identical, but is very familiar.
So she's like, that's probably Mom. It probably is Mom. If it's familiar to what she
Yes.
knows Mom's handwriting to be.
It's very familiar, but because of like your academic background, you can assume there might be variants because of the whole different universe, but like it is eerily similar to what you remember. That's like, if it isn't, then this is a huge coincidence. Because it would be weird for some big evil thing watching you to happen to know your original universe mother's handwriting.
At the same time, she is kind of weirded out as to why didn't she just normally respond to the sending.
Yeah, that is an important thing to keep in mind.
Via will like do one more sending in a sort of, if it's not safe to communicate this way, give me a sign of some kind.
Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
God, that's hilarious. I love how shit the things I come back to you with are to keep all the secrets. So yeah, the same thing happens again. You start choking, and you're like,
Yeah.
fucking hell, I nearly choked. I can't breathe. I hate this kind of communication. The only thing that's said on this one is circumstances strange.
Via just like, not internal mental note. I'm gonna have to look more into this, aren't I? She just says out loud, okay. Hey Lumen, do you want a star metal sword?
Sure.
There you go, plonk.
Pog.
I'm sure we'll be able to do the maths on how much a star metal sword is worth later.
£2.50.
It's a bit more than that. Did I have anything else? No, I think I'm good. I think.
Anything else from anyone else for because
I mean,
obviously
if you're staying another day, I would just start the research on the unicorn blood.
excellent.
I assume it's not going to finish over the day.
Open, close books. Open, close books.
Can I have
Open,
another? Can I
close
have another
books.
roll at what I need to do to figure out this puzzle?
What would be a good role for that now?
Investigation.
Yeah, investigation would probably fit.
17, not bad.
You feel like there is something that's missing, like that there needs to be some sort of catalyst or something, because at this point it isn't that you're just not solving the puzzle.
Hey, to win a children's card game.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I knew it.
Okay. Excellent. Pretty much what I wrote on the thing before I started just responding to everyone. Christian, your newtie boy thinks they could use the unicorn blood to alter or enhance the thing that you get. I can't remember what it is. Like the
experimental elixir.
Yeah, that's it. To maybe add things to it.
Okay. Yeah, he will start experimenting the next day, basically, for the first round, and see what happens.
Oh, cool. If
Meredith lets him.
When do you do your experimental elixir?
At the start of at the end of the long rest, I believe.
So you get them at the end of a long rest. So the start, quotation marks, start of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that can be fun. I can give you a couple of.
Let me double check. Where is it? Whenever you finish a long rest, you can magically produce experimental elixirs. Yeah. That just feels like I'm weeing in a flask.
Yeah, you wake up and you piss in your flask. Swirl around with the unicorn blood.
Yeah, I make 2 of them every morning, basically.
Okay.
And I can make more by expending spell slots, but I haven't done so far.
Okay, so that'll be the last thing I have to remember to do before we finish. Because that'll be tomorrow morning before you set off. Anything else from anyone specific? Graham, I did hear what you said, and I am thinking if there would be a change.
I was kind of saying it partially as a joke, but yeah, for the last 3 days, effectively, he's just been opening and closing books and being like, if I open and close them at different times, does it do anything?
You are
if I
correct.
close them away from each other or facing each other.
You are correct, technically, Graham. The fact that you've shared that information with others means that something would change. I'm just trying to think what.
It's fine. You can message it to me at some point when you think about it. It's not a
Yeah, it is essentially okay, excellent. The good book's I've got that information through in some form, and the book is also thinking, yeah, actually, I guess so. When you're doing the flipping thing for today, you would the evil one would be just a lot of the same of he has temptation things, lots of power, become God. Did you know there's a dagger you can use that can kill gods?
Currently in a god, keeping it dead.
No, it does not mention that. It doesn't mention any possible negatives of obtaining it.
Wait. Sorry. There's a die inside a god that kills gods?
No. The bad book tells you that there is a dagger that was created that is able to just kill gods. It doesn't tell you where
Interesting.
though.
Interestingly, that knife was also made by the Netherese.
Wow. Those
It's
guys
made by
really get
Which
about.
knife is that?
Oh,
Uh,
I can't remember what it's
can't remember.
called.
Begins
Out
with a
of-
J.
Huh?
The name of the name of the cult that made it begins with a J, and the knife also has the same name as the cult. It's like the Jatharin.
Yeah, that
dagger?
sounds familiar now that you've said it. And it is the mud god, I think.
Yeah, it's inside a mud god, keeping it dead.
Okay.
A very evil mud god, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep.
Uh,
It was made by a Netherese cult who hated gods.
yeah. And if you remove the dagger from its heart, it will, as gods do, start coming back to life again.
Jathamin dagger is what it's called.
But yeah, so like
Created by-
the book keeps giving you all of this like information of like it's trying to tempt you of like, yes, you should give into power and you could definitely become god or maybe the over god. Whereas for now, the good book, when you flip through the pages, you either tend to get like blank pages or just like generic stuff of like you might find a bit that's like a herbal recipe that might be able to help with your withering a little bit and just like general stuff for well-being.
Okay, I will take note of all of those things, and I'm like, I could kill that gnome god.
Yeah. It would be so yeah, it works with me telling you later. It would be sometime tomorrow that the good book would give you your next like solid hint in quotation marks. So is that everything? Everyone's had story time,
Yeah.
and everyone gonna get in those lovely culty beds for what one last night of rest before all the
Yeah.
shit hits the fan again.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so obviously we have a half an hour left, but I'm not gonna like start the next bit of dungeon with that much time left. So yeah, everything, you wake up the next day. I think there's only two important things I need to think of. James, when Via wakes up, they have a weird. What's like it? This is like you in character trying to figure out. Is like, what's the way of describing it? It's like hunger, sort of, but like you don't. It's not like, oh, I could just go for like, oh, what's nice, a croissant for breakfast. Oh yeah, it's not like, oh, I'm hungry. But you can understand it. It's like your body wants something.
Billy Lumen.
No.
Fair enough.
What's up?
I can't believe you've done this, Newt.
What happened? Sorry.
Via's
It's just
Via's
Newt-
body
it's just Newt
desires
being cruel.
something. Newt made
No,
a joke.
Got some blood? I've got blood.
Can I make a roll to see if Via can put the two and two together better than I can out of game?
Yeah, give me an Arcana.
Okay. I'll also roll my portents, even though I probably won't remember them. Actually, I'll just roll this first.
Yeah, don't worry about the portents right now, because
Yeah, because I probably won't remember them.
yeah.
27. It's not a terrible roll anyway.
No, it's not. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can give you is it's sort of similar to do you remember? I say way back when, it was like probably fucking 2 days ago. Way back when you were messing, in quotation marks, messing with the rod, and you needed to feed it to like re-energize it.
Right.
It's a bit like that.
So is my magic reserves affected by this?
Doesn't seem to be. Like you've rested and you've gained all your spell slots back and stuff.
Still just sat up in bed, just unwraps the rod. Is this you doing this?
You don't seem to feel any sort of connection in that way.
That Via's like, oh yeah, that does remind me to recharge you.
Oh, I was only killed 9 times during the night.
Nice. No, it was a D1. Oh yeah, it was no, but it was across
'cause
several
one
days.
day,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Big hugs in the morning.
Also, to be fair, the numbers go down, so that would be you'd be down to a D10 now
Oh, nice.
because they don't really care about killing you for no reason.
Only 6.
Yeah, and those 6 times were
Man.
every time you attempted to like get to like mentally or physically too close to them.
It's like, but we can be friends. We can start the healing process. Just talk about it, man. Stab.
Kills
stab,
you
stab.
6
And
times.
then you go over and like place your hand on their shoulder. Hard to say what's
Stab,
what, and they just
stab,
like
stab.
slice you in half.
Man, that is one really angry sword.
It got like really mistreated by other lumen.
Yeah. But yeah, that reminds me. How did I charge it last time? Did it eat spell slots to
Yes.
recharge? I'm gonna do that because I'm probably going to be spending divination spells later today anyway, like Arcane Eye to scope out the dungeon, and my expert divination will recharge those.
Mhm.
So, what do I need to spend to get this being okay again?
I mean, you're still not entirely sure. Like, it
I did it
essentially
before.
yeah, it seems like it has like a storage room in terms of like it can store so much. You haven't figured out like the exactities, but like you could put a first level slot into it, and it would like not fix it, but it would retain that energy. So like you could over time, if you just like over a month, you could do a spell slot each day, or you could just like stick all of them in one thing.
Man, I would have liked to have Via to remember this before we had the rest, because she would have just kept on plinking spell slots into it. But she does want it available to just switch on if suddenly Ono's big enemy that we need to fight, and we could do with doubling out of our power.
I would say you like in like the downtime stuff, you probably would have put some energy into it to the point where it no longer just looks like a mundane item. Like you can use your detect magic and see that it has a magical aura. So you've reawakened it to being not just
Switched on.
mundane. Yeah.
Being energized again.
So
Okay.
like halfway, 3/4, who knows?
So Via. So with the 27, would Via think, is it because I'm just shoveling magic into it that I'm feeling this way?
I mean, the best thing you could do in terms of like your character would be to like trial and error. Like you're actually thinking about it now, so if you do try to put like a first level slot in, maybe you get more information from yourself.
I mean, like I said before, I can regen spell slots. Severe would use a lower level spell slot, like let's say second level,
Mm-hmm.
and see what happens, because she can regen them back.
Okay, so
So I'll drop a second level slot.
Sure.
and see what happens.
So a couple of things happen. One, you push the magical energy into the rod. It doesn't, but it seems grateful for more magic. I think it is technically, in quotation marks, alive. But it's hard to say.
I mean, I think it is, considering last time it just straight up said, choose which one of the copies lives.
Yeah.
Via's like looking at the rod going, you're alive? You sentient.
It might like, I'm thinking very Raphael from Slime. It's not a living creature, but it is an intelligence. But so yeah, you expend two second level spell slots.
Okay, I did say one. But
I know
okay.
you did, but for some reason 2 are consumed, and the feeling of hunger goes away.
Oh, it goes away.
Yeah.
Huh. Fucking star map, room lights up with starry stuff, and then just like a new constellation just turns out, and it's just her making notes. It's because that's also her spell book. So she would like open her book and just like write a note down of what the hell's going on. But in this instance, it's, well, this is my book, so there's just a couple of little twinkles there, and that's to her as a note of exactly this. Woke up in the morning, felt a strange arcane hunger, but for some reason when I lost slots to the rod, it felt better. Need to look into this more. Asked a ton of questions of the universe, ended up getting more questions. Yay. Puts the star map away.
Oh my god, I've actually had to make a GM note on your sheet so I don't forget something.
Oh shit, where is it? Because I might need it.
No, a GM note, not for you to know.
I probably should make this as an actual note as well.
Yeah, this...
the GM can make notes on people's sheets?
Yes.
Oh.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's not great. It's in the edit thing. There's like how when you go into edit, there's the bio and info, so you can like type things in on that weird screen where you can change your name and everything. There's also a GM notes only visible to GM underneath.
Oh.
And this was important enough that I need to remember something. But yeah. You no longer feel that kind of hungry, but you do feel hungry because you haven't had breakfast yet.
Yeah, goes and does that.
And you're like, ooh, now that voice in my head said it, I do want a croissant.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last thing we'll do, unless anyone can think of anything specific before, like, setting off type stuff, is for Newt.
Newt.
Okay, what is your... You're probably gonna have to take notes for this first time for this, but what's your thing? Like, how many times you can do per rest?
I make 2 of them every long rest. I can make an additional one with spell slots if I want to. But then I can also choose what effect how happens. The ones that I do over the long rest are random.
Okay. Okay, so can you roll me 3 d8s? I got very confused. I saw Lumen's numbers and thought those were the 2d8s and then saw 18.
Yeah, the 9 wouldn't be confusing on a d8 either.
No, not at all. Okay, so you produce 3 whatever the fuck they are, potions, question mark?
Mm-hmm.
I've
3 potions instead of 2.
yes.
Okay.
You don't know if this is just like, oh, excellent, I can make more, or if this is because you're using Murderth's flask with your stuff. So the 3 things that you get, I looked at that 9 again. What is 9? What's the 9th option?
The 9th option is it's a sepe.
True. Just to clarify, Christian, once you've made them, you know what they are, correct? Or do you? I can't remember.
I guess so. Since I've made enough by now that I know which one is which, I would be able to identify them. Yeah.
Ah, so you wouldn't know something new.
Not necessarily. I would have to investigate what it was. I'm not sure if the rules specify actually if you
Okay, well,
know.
well,
what they
well.
are or not.
I'll look into like Artificer after we've played and double check. But for now, could you?
It doesn't specify.
Yeah.
But
for now, could
from
you
the
just
name,
write down
yeah.
the 7, 8, and 3 for me?
7, 8, 3. So you also made a new table for that.
Didn't make, but
Or took.
yeah. The for this like this one specific time, it does seem like, oh, what the fuck are these? Like, because you've tried to make your normal stuff, but then you've mixed like unicorn blood in, and you're like, no, these look very different suddenly. So I'll read into Artificer and decide if you figure out more as the day goes on, or if it's just, yeah, you know what these ones look like, but you don't know what they do yet.
Next
Fair.
time we can head off and get that extra thing.
The Chardilen.
The 3rd
It's-
piece of Chardy Len. Yeah.
It's
over
this
Yes,
This
that is correct.
thing here, right? Yeah.
there. Let's move our tokens over there so we remember what we're doing.
Remember?
Were those mud
Oh,
methods?
that's where we're going down.
Yes, they are mud methods.
Okay. I was just
Yeah,
wondering if I remember that correctly.
They were trying to break into this room with all of the treasure in, which we have all the treasure from, because I went into this room and then just teleported in.
And they
Do we-
still haven't broke down the door.
I know it's maybe a bit late for the 4 days, but do we know what the rest of the rooms are by now?
What do you mean by? Oh, you mean like in here?
Like here, yeah, on this level. Like here are some rooms, and up here next to the mud methods is another room.
Uh,
And then these rooms.
Well, those I presume are just sleeping rooms.
yeah,
like
they're
the other
sleeping
ones.
rooms that I've covered because that's where all the tokens are.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can reveal some of the rooms. Come on, click reveal. You would know what these ones were, even if only just like described. So,
Oh,
like,
that looks like a kitchen.
yeah,
would be
it
People
pretty
who
much
eat.
is. There's like a kitchen, a washroom, and like this is the room that the Nuru's like
Pile up in.
yeah, it's like it's the one nice secluded room. So like it's like a swap out. Like one day Ori gets it, one day Nuru 1 gets it, then Nuru 2, and that type of thing. Although in my mind I imagine the Nurus probably do it as like Ori Nuru 1, Ori Nuru 2. So yeah, you would know
Boy
those
needs
ones.
good rest.
You wouldn't know the room up here.
fair.
Just because, if I remember correctly, in this room there was just the angry animated armor. So which you
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
could have like killed by now, but you would have probably just like avoided it.
Befriended is the word you're looking for.
I mean, same, yeah. I don't think there's anything exciting in that room, anyways. But yeah, you have revealed everything except that one room, and technically the other half of this corridor.
But
Well,
that's
yeah, but-
slightly just full of methods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know exactly what's in there, thus have not bothered to look. Also,
And the
animated
methods still
horror.
have managed to get through that door.
They have not. It's a
Oh.
good door.
Didn't we barricade it a little bit?
Yes, I think you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I think we put one of the statues in front of it or something.
Yeah.
Poor babies.
But they're trying their best.
I'm sure they'll get in eventually. There's wonderful treasure behind that.
Oh, there's so
Yeah.
much treasure. As long as no one's broke in from somewhere else.
Yeah.
As long as nobody's teleported into the room, nicked everything, and
Like, I guarantee you this, because you're probably never going to interact with them. If you were to interact with those methods, and they found out what you've done, I don't think there's anything on nothing in the multiverse you could do to stop them hating you for eternity, because they've been working non-stop to get this door open.
yeah, then it would be roll initiative time.
I really enjoy the weeks later they finally accomplish it. We roll in like, oh, by the way, we took all the treasure in that room ages ago, like weeks ago.
And then
we
you
sleep.
cast Arcane Lock on the door between you.
Yeah, then we go out this door, arcane lock the door, and never come back.
You just hear screaming and banging from the other side of the door. Oh,
To be fair, for stuff like that, I was contemplating on putting Arcane Lock in the spell storing item and just like locking everything behind us that could annoy or frustrate or hinder people.
fair. I also love that the Eldritch horror is still there. And clearly, the Lumen was sleeping in the sacrifice room.
Yeah,
Luckily, weren't sacrificed.
true.
Like, also, why am I sleeping in the room with Via's weird owl creature, and
look.
B, the mind flame?
All of the stuff needed to go somewhere. There's 2 other rooms that I've got blocked off by
To be
NPC.
I would have invited
tokens.
this mind flayer to stay in the room with me because it is my friend.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
So
mean, to be fair, also I'm not sleeping, so I don't really need one.
there you go. Everything's perfectly fine. The Lumen, the Mind Flayer, definitely tells you there's some sort of fucking weird, malevolent force down here.
No.
Do you want
Um,
me to send an eye down?
No, he means on this floor. Like, he can
Oh.
sense this thing.
Yeah, roll 20's just crashed for me, so I don't know where you're pointing.
The
Uh,
big thing that was on the map.
Can we make friends with it? you
Uh,
think?
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You still don't know what it is or anything. He just is like, there's something real malevolent here.
Maybe I can make friends with it.
It's essentially an intellect devourer, isn't it? It's like a weird floating one.
something
is that
like
right?
that. I can't remember. But it's like
I mean,
this.
surely Via would know what that is and or figure that out.
Yeah, but this is not visible to you.
Oh yeah, I've also been vomiting.
we've seen
purple
it.
goop. I've been vomiting purple.
Oh no, wait, yeah, I remember now. It. I forgot about that bit.
Also, yeah, you have been vomiting a lot of purple.
Is
I
his
mean,
is
that
his
just-
line
that
going
just
down?
looks- That just looks like all of the mind flaying is getting out. Yeah, that question.
He would basically pull his shirt up again.
Is my yeah, is that
Yes,
what-
that good question. It does seem to be receding with
Yeah,
with
the
every
vomit.
vomit. it's almost like to you, Newt. It is like the line is a liquid line. Like every time he vomits, the liquid line goes down, like the fill line.
Quick,
If
tip
you
him
can't-
upside down like
I
a
was going
bottle.
to say, if we turn him upside down, everything flows out, right?
I mean, you might make him sick.
Oh, why didn't I take levitate?
starts tipping Lumen upside down and shaking him. He just starts vomiting more purple.
Sadly, that isn't how it works. You just vomit normally, and everyone's like, "Ah, shit! It doesn't work like that," because it is just like
processing
friend
things.
in brain is processing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of them making you vomit. You vomit normally, and everyone's really disappointed.
Yeah, he's doing the thing. Oh, that was just normal.
God, why is there so much carrots? You haven't ate carrots in months.
You didn't eat any corn.
I like carrots.
I love knowing that that's just your stomach lining. That's the thing that everyone's like, when you vomit, why does it always look like you vomit carrots?
Yeah, it's stomach lining.
Yeah. But yeah, I've managed to finagle my way. There's only a couple of minutes left, so like, perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
time you're probably going to go down those stairs, and whatever's down there, you'll probably annihilate.
It's just occurred to me that the thing that we can't see via surely should be able to, because she can see invisible things as well as things they truly are. Unless the fact that she's put an eye patch over it is switching it off. But it wouldn't take much for her to just flip the eye patch up for a
No,
minute and
I'm
then flip
trying
it
to
back
think.
down and like.
It is okay, so just for fun, I would say that VR hasn't seen it, but you know what you see in like a lot of media and stuff for like the Predator thing of like you see
The wibbliness, yeah.
you see a wibbliness of like there's definitely something right there,
Mm.
and no one else is like can see it, so you're like no there isn't. So you're just like I'm just gonna not walk there.
Yeah. Via's like, don't step in that area. Don't know what it is.
But yeah, something seemed to have kept Lumen safe while he was sleeping.
I do have a lot of weird psychic stuff going on.
Yeah. Maybe the
I mean,
rat
you're having less.
fighting
You're
back.
having less weird psychic stuff going on now.
I know your weird shit's draining away.
Mm.
You're
Yeah.
becoming 1% more normal.
So is Mind Flayer friend just straight up like on our side now, or is he just straight up like, yeah, I'm just hanging with you guys until we get somewhere that's populated?
No, he has said that he knows that this universe is dying and that you seem to be trying to get out. So
Yeah.
Or
It
at
se-
least we're a bit more in the know.
yeah, so
He is
it
also-
seems smarter to at least hang with you guys for now.
Yeah, he does know
Mm.
everything that Lumen knows, to be fair. Which means he does know all the stuff we've been doing, and that, like, just running off and trying to become a tyrant somewhere,
It's
or
pointless.
enact the illithid
Yeah.
grand design here, is just useless.
Yeah. Especially since the Mind Flayers seem to be like not coming off the best in either scenario anyway.
I mean, especially in this one, because the grand dragon design, where all dragons become Mind Flayer dragons and they rule all Mind Flayers,
Yeah.
Mm.
which is better and worse in many ways.
Yeah.
But more
Team
better
actually
because
happy.
Dragon's in charge.
Eh.
Hey, at least they won't make you undergo Sauromorphosis.
Yeah, true.
Maybe.
I mean, hey, dragons can technically turn anyone they want into a dragon if they just bathe you in enough of their own blood.
Yeah.
They could make you undergo dragon
Oh
morphosis.
shit, yeah, I'm a dragon now. As opposed to, oh no, I am pissed off Squidward.
I mean, also, you know, don't get too happy being a dragon servant. The dragonborn race basically exists because dragons were like, I kind of want servants that are bipedal.
I thought they came from,
They came from Dragonlance, but it's because the dragons there were like,
no, I
Okay.
thought,
I
We're
think
okay,
gonna-
I
there are
must be wrong.
multiple. I think there are multiple creation myths for them as well.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
one that I put, the one that is stuck in my brain is probably wrong. I thought Bahamut created them.
Wait, what
far
we
as
talking
I'm-
about?
Where
The-
Dragonborns came
Okay,
from.
yeah,
Yeah,
they do. Depending on which setting it is, they actually do have different creation myths.
Yeah.
And
Well,
our
that's good, isn't
Dragonborn
it?
wouldn't be the Dragonlance one, I don't think. Would be the Beard Doral one, right?
I cannot remember which is which, to be
I
honest.
just
I
remember
have the book. I could read it.
I just remember that the like originally in fifth edition, the first one that I heard of was Dragonborns are a relatively new thing because they recently came from another world that got merged with Toral recently.
Yeah, it's the Mirror World, a beer.
Yeah, a bit of Baron Toril.
That was where they mishmashed again and then separated again.
Yeah, and I
And
think
that's
the
why
law, and I think the law
Dragonborn are
from,
new to Toro.
Yeah,
yeah, and
I
think the law
think
from there is
those
that they're not-
Dragonborn were created by Bahamut.
Yeah,
I think.
I would think so.
Because
I-
I'm sure there's lore about them being like very like non-religious because they don't like being associated with Bahamut and dragons.
I think they're relatively unrelated to dragons, sort of. They're bred to look a lot like them, but they're not like.
So in other words,
Just-
there's as is standard with D&D, there's lots and lots of lore, and it all gets kind of
actually.
mashed together sometimes.
There's
Is
lots
that why
of-
there's no? Is that why there's no like dragon subclasses for things like warlocks, paladins, clerics, things like that?
Nah,
Uh,
I think that's just to tease us.
To,
I think
to be
that's-
fair,
It's
most
just to piss us off.
I think to be fair, most dragons in general are not religious. With the only
Yeah.
main exception is like, silver dragons are commonly paladins, but most
Yeah, but
dragons.
they're still like they're often deified by other races.
Yeah, most dragons generally do not venerate gods.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
most of
because of the
Tiamat's power comes from the fact that
Well,
humanoid
primordial
cults worship
and
her.
humans.
yeah, I know that they're not religious because they believe themselves to be like the primordial race. No, I mean other races, which could include dragonborns, deify them and make deals with them and stuff like that. But for some reason, the classes for it just don't exist.
Yeah, because Wizards of the Coast hate fun.
I mean, it would definitely be a dragon warlock would definitely be possible.
It would be
Cla-
very
dragon-
easy.
Yeah.
Dragon cleric makes a lot of sense, but that's mostly just you're worshipping Bahamut or Tiamat.
And the dragon paladin would be pretty cool.
Which, to be fair, you can be a cleric of Bahamut or Tiamat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just means that you're taking like peace domain or tempest domain or something or war domain or something like that.
Yeah.
I think officially Tiamat has the trickery domain and nothing else,
Yeah.
which is
'Cause-
stupid.
Because Tiamat's like a weird type of god.
Why trickery?
Tiamat's just
Because it's
weird.
the only kind of
Surely-
evil-ish aligned one.
Surely war domain. Surely, because she just wants to wage war against all the gods.
I guess it's trickery because she does a lot of devil dealing and stuff.
Meh.
And it's the only domain that is kind of somewhat evil-ish, but I think.
That hasn't been taken already anyway. Like murder and death and...
Yeah, but those domains don't exist. Well, death kind of exists, but
Death
I mean,
exists.
in like as a rule, like that has something attached to it. Like there are technically not really many evil domains. Death only exists because it's in one of the DMGs.
Okay, note to self: homebrew and murder domain.
Doesn't Ball have that?
You should.
Yep.
I mean,
Technically,
yeah.
they obviously the polymorphies exist, but in 5e rules said there is not many or if any evil domains.
Oh.
Anywho, with only 2 minutes over, we timed it perfectly. All of the lore. Andrew needs to sort
Yeah.
out map for next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good luck. And watch out for that man.
Lore episode.
Yeah. I mean, the episode is titled